capacity crowd, better than 18,000, making their way into the new Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis for a matchup of the best in the East and the best in the West. The Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers at 23-11 with a top record in the Eastern Conference. The Lakers come in 31-5, best record in the NBA. They've won 16 in a row, and they have won 8 straight on the road. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with the Czar. Mike Fratello will be joined a bit later on by Cheryl Miller. And, Mike, you know, the last time the Lakers lost a game was over 5 weeks ago, December the 8th, in Sacramento. We were talking earlier with Phil Jackson, and he says even he is amazed at how well his ball club has done. This is not what he expected.
I think most people felt it was a given that this Laker team would score points with Glenn Rice, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal forming the triangle. But the biggest area of impact that this team has made has been at the defensive end of the floor, where they're 5th overall, only give up 90 points per game. They're holding their opponents to just 40% shooting from the floor. How about their rebounding? Last year, they were number 13. This year, the best in the league. And their block shots are about the same. So while you're preparing your team, trying to figure out a way to stop the Lakers from scoring, you better figure out a way to score against them.
And for the Indiana Pacers, it has been a different path to best record in the conference. They got off to the erratic start, but they have really come on. They've won 16 of their last 20 games. How have they managed to turn things around?
I think there are 3 areas. One, the resurgence of Reggie Miller, who started off rather slowly compared to his normal statistics. Secondly, the return of the Pacer half-court defense, which was so good at the end of last season. They were playing so well. And the last area is the depth of this team, the bench. 4 players who are averaging just around 20 minutes per game, giving them 7 to 8 points per game. Larry Bird has showed a tremendous amount of confidence because there are times that they play even more than the starter in front of them. So the depth have proven to be a big factor for them.
All right, getting away from tonight's game for just a moment. This afternoon in Charlotte, there was a memorial service held for Bobby Phills, and tonight's scheduled Knicks Charlotte Hornet game at the Coliseum in Charlotte has been postponed. Mike, you coached Bobby Phills with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I know he was one of your favorite people.
I coached Bobby Phills for 4 years in Cleveland and watched him go from the 13th to 14th man, hoping he would make an NBA roster, to a starter, our captain, and eventually a much sought-after free agent who was rewarded for all his hard work by the Charlotte Hornets. The NBA who has lost a player who was the complete package. A very good player, a great person, and a great family man. And when tragedies like this take place, we ask ourselves, why? The only answer I can give is that God must have been one angel short, and he reached down and grabbed Bobby Phills to sit alongside him.
And our condolences go out to the family of Bobby Phills. A look at the concourse area of the new Conseco Fieldhouse. This is the 17th consecutive sellout at Conseco in Indianapolis. A check of the starting lineups. Kobe Bryant in the backcourt with Ron Harper. The Lakers 20-1 since Kobe Bryant returned from that hand injury. Shaquille O'Neal at center. Glenn Rice, AC Green up front. Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson at the guards. Rick Smits at center. Jalen Rose and Dale Davis in the backcourt. Jalen Rose coming off the 11 for 16, 25-point game to break out the other night in the victory here at home over the Washington Wizards. That stopped a 2-game losing streak for Indiana. The officials, Dan Crawford, Hank Armstrong, and Jim Kinsey. Prior to the 2 losses, the Pacers had won 7 in a row. Those 2 losses at Sacramento and in Los Angeles against the Clippers. While the Lakers last game Wednesday night in Milwaukee, they beat the Bucks 103-94. Once again, a sparkling defensive effort by the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's Shaquille O'Neal trying to go glass. AC Green. And now the Pacers to the offense.
And we see the early matchup. Indiana putting Dale Davis on Shaquille O'Neal, coming to double team with the point guard immediately.
Mark Jackson has been on an assist rampage as of late. Here's Rick Smits over AC Green.
And at this end of the floor for the Lakers, again, a cross match. Shaquille O'Neal guarding Dale Davis, who he knows will not go out away from the basket and shoot jumpers like Rick Smits.
Jackson cheating off to double, then comes back as Harper shoots the three. Indiana Pacers here at home have won 14 and lost 2. They've won their last 11. Overall, they've won 8 of their last 10 games to propel themselves to the best record in the East. Dale Davis. And what a season he has had. In fact, certainly a candidate for the All-Star team.
Well, in transition that time, they wound up with the traditional matchup of AC Green on Dale Davis.
Oh, and that rebound emphatically snatched by Davis. Reggie Miller played by Kobe Bryant. That lob intended for Rick Smits. Kobe putting moves on to the spin and draws the foul. Mark Jackson came over to help and picked up the personal.
It's so hard to keep Kobe Bryant in front of you because he comes at you with the hard dribble and you try to take away his right hand, and the pullback comes, and here comes Jackson over getting a piece of his arm as Kobe attempts the layup.
Kobe Bryant last season averaged just under 20 per game. You see he's at 23 per ball game. Kobe sitting out the first 15 games this season with that broken bone in his right hand, and there were questions as to how he would affect the Lakers when he comes back. Would he and Shaquille work it out? Well, he's been back 21 games coming into tonight, and as I mentioned, they've won 20 of those 21.
I don't think he's going to fit in at all, do you?
Rick Smits getting down deep and then rejected. Recovered by Davis. The Pacers with a 4-2 lead.
Well, if there's one big advantage that the Lakers have over Indiana, it's on the glass and rebounding. Indiana has not been a good rebounding team for the past few seasons, so that's one area that LA will look to try and take extra shots on the offensive board. And a little back cut out of the split that time by the Lakers. Kobe for the layup.
The Lakers lead the NBA, averaging 48 rebounds per game, and as you mentioned, the Pacers struggling in that department, way back in the pack at 22nd in the league. Game is tied at 4. Miller draws the foul. So Reggie headed to the line. He was fouled by Bryant.
The back cut by Kobe winds up giving him a wide open path to the basket. Nobody from the weak side with Indiana's defense got over there in time to help, challenge, try to block the shot, do anything to change his shot.
Reggie Miller shooting 92% from the free throw line. That is second in the NBA behind Jeff Hornacek of the Utah Jazz. Jeff at an incredible 96% at the line. So the Pacers by 2. We're just underway here in Indianapolis. AC Green for Ron Harper. Glenn Rice posting. Green played by Smits. And Smits picks up the foul. Will it count? Yes, it does. And now it's waved off. At first, the outside official said yes and then looked for help. It is a non-shooting foul.
And that's not the kind of foul that you want Rick Smits to pick up. The purpose of putting him on AC Green is not to pick up early fouls. Here he goes picking one up just by leaving his feet on a jumper 18 feet out.
Shaquille O'Neal. Lakers trying to get him involved. Harper with the reverse. And the game is tied at 6.
In talking to Phil Jackson prior to the game, we asked him why the difference in rebounding. Last year, number 13. This year, number 1. One of the reasons with the offense they have starting 2 big guards. Their guards get on the glass. And we saw them Monday. Harper again had 3 times kept balls alive by coming up with second shots. And they'll do that, those big guards.
Here's Kobe Bryant accelerating. So the Lakers with an 8-6 lead. The other difference is that Shaquille O'Neal has been much more defensive oriented. You can see it in the stats in terms of blocked shots, averaging about 3 per game. That's not the case where he had very little interest in that in the past.
No, and the system itself, as LA tries to front Rick Smits down low, and they get great weak side help from Shaq that time coming over. The other thing is this Laker team doesn't scramble a lot with their rebounders. They keep them at home, try to make you beat them from the outside.
And another reason for the success of the Lakers, the man who just hit that fadeaway jump, Ron Harper, who has given Phil Jackson quality minutes once again. Smits So the Lakers with a 10-8 lead. Here's Glenn Rice.
A little brush screen that time by Ron Harper. He thought he was going through to the corner. Instead, he stopped and screened the defensive man. And Indiana taking advantage of transition opportunities. They get Rose a look. He knocks down the jumper.
Jalen Rose hitting over fellow Michigan alum Glenn Rice. And he's tied the game at 10. 4.5 minutes gone by. A matchup of the best in the East and the best in the West as Kobe Bryant continues the hot shooting. He has 8 points. Lakers by 2. Indiana in no rush, very deliberately setting up. Smits. A little beyond the normal range for Rick Smits. Harper through the foul. Took the buck from Jackson.
Well, Mark Jackson got a little bit lazy.
Yep. May have called it the other way. Apparently, offensive foul. Harper couldn't believe it. So it's an offensive foul on Harper, and a timeout is taken. 6:48 remaining first quarter. Lakers by 2 over the Pacers. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, and Cheryl Miller. Let's check in with Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Marv. Well, after 9 seasons of battling Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls, my brother Reggie considers himself a bit of an expert on Chicago's triangle offense. Now, I asked him to compare the two teams. He said, Cheryl, there's no comparison. You got Michael Jordan, you got 6 championships. But he said he would give a slight edge to the Los Angeles Lakers as far as talent. He feels that the Lakers have more weapons than the Bulls did. Scary thought, guys.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl with that exclusive interview with brother Reggie. You know, the last time that Phil Jackson faced the Indiana Pacers, he coached against the Pacers as the head man of the Chicago Bulls in the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals when the Bulls beat the Pacers, a very tough loss in 7 games for Larry Bird at Indiana. Illegal defense called for the first time against the Lakers.
Los Angeles Pacers ball out of bounds.
The last time that the Lakers won 16 in a row was 1990-91. So this is the second longest winning streak in the franchise history of the Lakers. They did win 33 straight back in the 71-72 season. That is the professional sports record. And the foul is called. Rose putting the move on Rice. So Glenn Rice called for his first.
2 team fouls on the Lakers. Jalen Rose.
And 16 straight wins is the longest winning streak in the NBA since Phil Jackson's Bulls won 18 straight during the 95-96 season. And there you see that Lakers streak back in 71-72, 33 straight. Milwaukee Bucks winning 20. New York Knicks had an 18-game win streak at one time. Well, this game is tied for the 5th time. 6:20 to go in the first. Shaq putting moves on Davis. As Shaquille off to the slow start, missing his first 3 shots. Good hustle by A.C. Green to get back.
Indiana trying to pick and choose when they feel they have an opportunity to maybe get an easy basket in transition. Otherwise, we'll see them back it out and get into their half-court sets.
Jackson for 3. Oh, Smits to the boards, and in one motion, able to convert the putback. That's what you rarely see from Rick Smits.
Well, he knew that Shaq was lurking there somewhere, so he figured, let me get it right back up at the top of my jump before I have to come down and reload again.
Pacers by 2. A.C. Green. Nice pass to set it up from Shaquille O'Neal.
It came back to double team the Pacers off the point guard. Shaq immediately gave it to Ron Harper cutting through. Harper drew the next man and gave the ball up to the open shooter. It was AC.
Lakers and Pacers tied at 14. Miller. Beautiful off-balance maneuver by Reggie Miller. It's Indiana 16 and the Los Angeles Lakers 14. Harper got the step. Ron Harper. And the game is tied at 16. Ron Harper, who has rejoined Phil Jackson in L.A. Lakers signing Ron, one-time Clippers, and no stranger to the Los Angeles area. And deflected out of bounds by Dale Davis. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. And the game is tied at 16. On the road, the Lakers have won 13 of their 16 games. They've won their last 8. This is game 2 of a 3-game road trip. Shaquille O'Neal, 0 for 4. Here comes Rose. Lakers got back. Rose all the way.
Well, he had a wide open look at the front of the rim. He lost his defender with the head and ball fake. Gets to the front. That's where you have to convert.
Glenn Rice feeling for Jalen Rose. So the Lakers lead by 2, 18-16. Smith's block. Shaq with his second rejection. Harper. And Ron Harper with 8 points. Lakers by 4.
Think of fast break basketball, but this is almost a slow break at times for the Lakers. They come down, they pick you apart, but they get 4 guys to run the floor.
Mark Jackson with the teardrop to bring the Pacers within 2. Harper takes advantage. Pacers did not get back. He's hit 5 of 6 from the field in this first quarter.
Plus, he went right at Rick Smith trying to pick up another foul. As Rick reached in there to get a piece of the ball, deflection, almost picked up another foul.
Jalen Rose. Well, Jalen is feeling it. I mentioned earlier, 11 of 16 the other night in the victory over Washington. Rose has 7 points. Here is Rice. Yes.
All right, this is an exchange. There's an agreement here to allow each other to score right now early on because everybody is hot for both teams.
Lakers 24, the Pacers 20. Rose forced into a difficult shot, claims he was fouled. Harper gives it up. Rice wide open. Yes. And the Lakers have hit 12 of 20 from the field. They're shooting 60% from the floor.
And that was good fast break basketball. Getting it down, running the wings, filling the spots. Pass goes to the open man. Glenn Rice knocks it down.
Miller for 3. Good box out by Green. We're coming up on 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Lakers with the ball, and they lead by 6. Phil Jackson taking a timeout.
LA.
So the LA Lakers trying to make it a record of 32-5, gunning for their 17th straight win, and doing it here in the first quarter.
Having experienced college basketball, I was kind of doing sort of a college coach really. Because in the NBA, they really don't teach the game. Coaches just kind of let you go out there and play. But Phil's really taught the game to me and to the other players.
I don't know if Phil Jackson would necessarily agree with that point. Is that the world according to Kobe?
I don't know how many practices Kobe has been to with Pat Riley and Larry Brown and a few of the other guys who I consider to be excellent teachers. So speaking of all the experience he's had of college coaches comparing him, I'm not sure that's accurate.
There's the lob intended for Kobe Bryant. Sam Perkins has come on, replacing Rick Smits. Minute 45 to go in this first quarter. Reggie Miller with a beautiful finger roll. So the Laker lead is 4. Reggie has 6 points.
Indiana wound up lifting the whole team to create the isolation that time for Reggie Miller from the left side.
Foul committed by Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose with a foul, his first.
And that will send Glenn Rice to the line.
You'll notice all the white shirts up high and away from the basket, bringing all the Laker defenders up high to create the one-on-one situation for Reggie Miller. He takes advantage of by beating his man off the dribble and finishing at the end. No defensive help to get there in time.
Glenn Rice, three-time All-Star, still considered one of the NBA's best pure shooters in his second year with the Lakers, following 3 seasons with Charlotte. According to a story in the Los Angeles Times several weeks back, according to the story, Rice is unlikely to re-sign with the Lakers. He's in the last year of his contract. The Lakers must decide whether to trade him by the February deadline or take the risk of losing him as a free agent. But you bust up a good thing here by Sam Perkins, hits the 3. You start shuffling players when you're so successful.
Well, it's hard to understand that it gets deeper than just what we see on the surface of winning basketball games and changing chemistry. You're talking about long-term, perhaps losing a terrific asset as Shaq scores down low inside, a terrific asset and get nothing back in return. The other thing is with the structure of the salary cap, you must understand completely how these salaries are going to fit in there. They are carrying a couple other heavy salaries at the current time.
That was the first field goal for Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Rose for 3. So the Pacers are within 2 with 40 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Bryant for 3.
Not exactly the shot that Phil Jackson and his staff wanted from Kobe.
No, he was shaking his head on that one. Jackson got the step, and the game is tied at 30.
Well, it's amazing how a bad shot or an ill-timed shot can suddenly change the momentum of a basketball game. The crowd gets back into it again, but you can't get that one back.
They're on their feet and cheering here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Final seconds of the quarter. Jackson chased by Bryant, rejected by Kobe Bryant. Miller for 3. 1 second remaining in the quarter. Here's Rice launching.
And at the end of the first period, Laker Pacers 33, the Lakers 30.
Exciting finish to this first quarter. An 11-2 run by Indiana after 1. It's the Pacers 33 and the Lakers 30. All right, thank you, Ernie. This is a major sports weekend here in the city of Indianapolis. The Lakers and the Pacers tonight, Sunday. The Colts playing the Tennessee Titans in the first home playoff game in the Indianapolis Colts. 16 years here in Indianapolis. On to the second quarter. Both teams shooting 54%. In the first, our statistician Chuck Gardner pointing out both teams 13 of 24 from the field. Reggie Miller, yes. So Reggie, who concluded matters in the first with a 3, opens with a 2. He has 11, and the Pacers are up by 5.
Great execution that time coming out of the timeout by Indiana. Reggie wide open after the screen by Sam Perkins.
Shaquille O'Neal, just 1 field goal in the first quarter. Rick Fox has come on, as has Derek Fisher. And Robert Horry, who suffered a broken nose the other night wearing the plastic mask guarding Austin Crozier, just came on, and a foul is called. Offensive foul on Crozier.
Well, Larry Bird's very upset. He felt that Crozier had the step, had picked up the dribble, was on his way to finish the shot off. And at that time, Rick Fox, coming to help out his teammate, has slid underneath him. He gets Horry up in the air. Fox sliding over. Is he there in time? Is he outside the dotted line? Larry Bird didn't think so.
Travis Best has checked in, replacing Mark Jackson. Shaquille getting position. Unstoppable, as he was able to put the spin on Sam Perkins.
When you give him 3 and 4 dribbles, he gets that low down, that close to the rim. How are you going to stop him other than fouling him before the shot takes place?
Got 2 for 7 out in the field, and there is a rejection. It's number 3 for O'Neal. Perkins for 3. And Kobe Bryant on the rebound. Here's Derek Fisher. A minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Fox, yes. Pacers by 1, 35-34. Larry Bird has Travis Best and Reggie Miller in the backcourt. Sam Perkins, Jalen Rose, Austin Crozier up front. It's all dropping for Reggie. Gets the friendly hop. He has 13 points, and the Pacers lead by 3.
Reggie showing Kobe that he's got a little footwork of his own. He's got some up and under moves just as well.
Eric Fisher on the quick release. And here comes Miller. Lakers do get back. Miller fires. And a foul. Foul committed by Horry.
His first personal.
Robert Horry, who suffered that broken nose in the game Wednesday night against the Milwaukee Bucks in a collision with a Tim Thomas elbow wearing the plastic mask. Timeout is taken. We'll be right back.
Prior to the break, we saw Robert Horry go up to one of the officials and start talking about he felt Reggie Miller kicked his leg out. Watch the end of the shot as Miller comes down and Horry challenges to go past. The right leg of Miller there is out in front, and that's what catches the defensive player, and then Miller does the great job of acting, carries it out all the way to the floor. Most scouting reports on basketball teams dealing with the Indiana Pacers talk about the fact that Miller will shoot and kick his leg out to try and draw the foul. Referees are aware of it. Opponents are aware of it. Sometimes he gets away with it.
Are you saying he did in that instance? Are you saying... I'll speak up.
We're trying to do that.
Yeah.
Crowd won't keep quiet.
Did he get away with it there?
I think he got away with it that time, yes.
All right, 3 shots for Reggie Miller. In that he was fouled in the act of taking a 3. Coming up next on TNT, game 2 of our doubleheader, the Blazers taking on the Suns. And then Monday in the first of 2 on TBS, the Pistons meet the Knicks 4 o'clock Eastern time at 8. It's the Pacers and the Timberwolves. A day-night twin bill, and I should point out separate admissions. Reggie Miller with 16 points, 5 of 6 from the field. He's hit his last 4 shots. Pacers up by 6. 2.5 gone by in the second quarter. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Carol Miller, Reggie Miller with the steal.
Reggie doing it at both ends now. Scoring at the offensive end, active defensively. Lazy pass that time by Harper leads to the steal.
Crowd reacting because someone on the Laker bench, as Reggie went flying, held him back, not allowing him to get back out of the court. Travis Best. Oh, Austin Crozier with the rebound. Crozier again. Rejected by O'Neal. And a jump ball is called. What an effort by Austin Crozier, although the crowd felt there should have been a foul.
Well, the effort was sensational. I'm not so sure that once he got it on the second shot attempt that he didn't realize that Shaq was behind him. Might be best to look to the corners, try and kick it back outside to a teammate. You got Shaq and Horry trying to shoot the ball against.
And Chris Mullin has checked in for the first time. Has not been getting the playing time, although he played 16 minutes Wednesday night here against Washington and hit 3 of 5, all from three-point range for 11 points. Only the second time this season that he's been in double figures. Perkins now defending on O'Neal. Shot clock is down to 3. And Shaquille O'Neal coming alive here in the second quarter, now has 6 points. 4 block shots for Shaq. Pacers up by 4.
Indiana kind of keeping Shaq off balance as Travis Best draws and kicks to the big man. Shaq went to the basketball. His big man stepped back out.
Reach-in foul call. Shaquille O'Neal looking for the steal. Call for the foul. Second team foul committed by the Lakers.
Well, Shaq feels that Crozier lost it right here and that it wasn't because he hit the right arm. We can see in the replay, however, that he did smack him on the right arm.
Rose with 4 on the shot clock. Stripped. And last touch by Indiana. Phil Jackson now going with Eric Fisher, Ron Harper in the backcourt, Shaquille O'Neal, Rick Fox, Robert Horry up front. 4 minutes gone by in the second. They collapse on O'Neal. Now single coverage for a moment. Crozier with the rebound.
See 5 white jerseys in the lane, hacking it in to come up with the rebound, and then the transition easy score. Indiana wants to take advantage every time they can of getting down, getting the easy shot before the Laker defense can regroup.
Jalen Rose has 11. Here's Horry. Pacers with the ball, up by 6, showing lots of energy. Travis Best rejected by Robert Horry. O'Neal getting the good position, but throws it back out. Here's the double. Crozier comes over. Open shot for Fisher.
Derek Fisher.
So Shaquille O'Neal playing the double team to perfection, finding the open man, and the Pacer lead is down to 4.
And the Lakers are going to have to make a few more shots from the outside before Indiana starts to extend the defense. If the ball's going to go in that frequently to Shaquille, their defense is going to continue to sag, to take him out, make him kick the ball back out again.
Crozier overplayed and lost it. Here comes Crozier on the double. So Horry gets the pass from Shaquille O'Neal.
If you're going to double team from the weak side the way Indiana just did, you must pack the lane with the weak side defenders. Chris Mullin has to get into the yellow painted area much deeper if he's going to take the cutter away.
Indiana up by 2. Shaquille O'Neal switching off to guard Travis Best. Here's Rose. Harper, beautifully done. Around Crozier and then around the next defender, try to pick him up, and that ties the game at 42.
You can see Ron Harper talking to Shaquille all the way down the floor as Sam Perkins tries to hit a three-pointer, and Indiana comes up with another second shot opportunity, and Rose converts. But I was mentioning that all the way down the floor last time, Harper was talking to Shaquille about, come and give me the screen, let's play a little two-man basketball in transition.
Excellent job off the board by Austin Crozier. Already has 5 rebounds. Here's Shaq going glass. Horry is fouled. Travis Best coming over to reach in and made the contact. 5:21 remaining. First half, it's the Pacers 44 and the Lakers 42.
The Laker execution as the double team takes place against Shaquille in the low post area. Ball goes into the post. The man who's going to double team is Austin Crozier coming over to form the double team with Shaq. At that point, the next 2 defenders must now pack the lane or get in the paint, as we say. Horry sees the opening. Chris Mullin should be here, the top defender down here, so they form a wall. Nobody gets to their spot. The seam by Horry, the finish at the end.
And Robert Horry at the line wearing that plastic mask protecting the broken nose. Robert saying he's usually very quick when elbows are flashing, but the other night he said Tim Thomas of Milwaukee did it so quickly he could not get out of the way. Combination of Robert Horry and AC Green, a big factor in the success of the Lakers this season. Rick Smits back on the floor. Smits up front with Dale Davis and Chris Mullin. Travis Best at the point, and Reggie Miller, the shooting guard. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And the Pacers up by 2. Well, Best forcing the issue.
That's about the 3rd shot that he could have done a better job at decision-making there. 2 other ones were blocked as he came down the lane and tried to shoot it against Shaq and Horry, and that time the jumper was ill-advised.
Nice pass from O'Neal. It counts, and the foul. Shaquille O'Neal picks up an assist. Foul committed by Chris Mullin.
Again, when the double team happens, it's the weak side that must cut off the lane area. Mullin doesn't get there in time. The dive man, the cutter, Robert Horry, with another easy score.
How about 4 assists for Shaquille O'Neal? Shaq says, incidentally, he has a new nickname. He calls himself the Big Stock Exchange. You may ask why. He says numbers and more numbers, referring to his impressive statistics this season.
Going into last Monday's game, I think he had led them with assists in the previous 4 or 5 games.
Oh, the steal by Fisher, chased by Best. Yes, and it counts. The bucket by Fisher, and he's headed to the line.
Between shot selection and turnovers, and right there, that one stretch, it just didn't look like the Pacers knew what they wanted to do at the offensive end of the floor. Too many easy scores here for the Lakers. 2 dunks by Horry, and then the transition score that time by Fisher.
Mark Jackson comes on, replacing Travis Best. So Derek Fisher looking for the three-point play. Derek Fisher in his 4th season out of Arkansas Little Rock, a first-round draft pick in '96. Emerged as the starting point guard last season, but these days coming off the bench with the return of Kobe Bryant, who is now combining with Ron Harper in the backcourt, but Fisher in there right now. Here's Smits, fouled. It's a pretty tough assignment when Smits gets down deep. Playing up against Robert Horry, who goes about 6'9". That's the second committed by Horry.
But they're going to give up those fouls and let Robert Horry take him rather than have Shaq have to play him and pick up some early fouls here in the first half.
And Horry jumps out to come up with a steal. Here's Kobe Bryant posting up. So the Lakers have taken command. They're up by 6, 50 to 44. A 14-2 run for Los Angeles. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Mullen tees it up. Yes, a 3 for Chris Mullen.
Reading the screen, the defensive player tried to go over the top. Chris Mullen runs a fade to the baseline, drops to the baseline. He just clears enough time to get the shot off.
Len Rice right back. Rice is at 4 of 7. He has 10 points. Lakers lead by 5. Indiana 4 of 8 from downtown. Davis, getting it to Miller, missed on the reverse. And here come the Lakers. And they have certainly quickened the pace here in the second quarter. They get the new 24. Rice wasting no time. Mullen for 3. Yes.
Well, that's why Larry Bird put him in the game. And at first, it looked like the move was backfiring because of the defensive breakdowns and the turnover. But now he's just come back to hit 2 threes in a row.
3 of 5 from downtown the other night for Chris Mullen. And he's hit a couple right here. Shaquille O'Neal. Lakers up 54-50. In what has been a terrific first half of basketball at the Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Smits. Los Angeles Lakers trying to make it 17 straight wins. They come in with a record of 31-5. That's the best record in the NBA. Here's Bryant. Mullen got the step. Nice setup from Mark Jackson. Lakers by 2.
It looked like slow motion. Chris driving the seam, but he knows where everybody is. He drops it off for the layup.
Well, the 2 products of St. John's University able to combine. Nice combination to bring the Pacers within 2 points. .56 remaining in this first half, and the Lakers lead the Pacers by the score of 54 to 52. We were talking earlier with Phil Jackson, and the subject of Michael Jordan came up. What's your reaction to the possibility of Michael becoming director of basketball operations for the Washington Wizards?
Well, it sounds to me, talking to Phil, not that he said Michael was going to do it, but it sounded like a very, very real possibility. And Michael has obviously spent a lot of time investigating it, the different situations. We know that he's worked with some other clubs in the past, but this one seems to be a great deal of interest from both party sides.
Shaquille has 10 points, and the Lakers are up 56-52. Smits. Well, Rick Smits putting it on the floor and then firing one hard off the glass. Coming up on 1 minute left in the first half. Good job by Davis fronting O'Neal. Shot clock Got a 5. That time to pass off the mark.
And the timing that time by Indiana was a little bit better as to when they came. They went with the cutter at the last second. Mark Jackson came back and forced the turnover.
And you see Mark Jackson not forcing the issue here. Resetting, did not have the shot. Oh, Smith's able to wheel around Horry.
I think Robert Horry wanted to take a shot and come around for the steal, but the pass was too direct. It didn't go one side or the other. He just got caught. Knew he was beaten on the drop step.
Here's Bryant. Down to 35 seconds in the half. The lob for Davis. And it will be Laker ball. Lakers up by 2, 56 to 54. Lakers have shot just under 56%. Indiana at 46% for the half. A 14-2 run just moments ago by Los Angeles, pushing them back into the lead.
Well, Indiana's going to have about 8 seconds differential on the shot clock before the quarter ends.
Rice, O'Neal, it counts, and the foul. With 9 6/10 seconds to go in the half.
Foul on Dale Davis. Basket by Shaquille O'Neal.
Dale Davis called for the foul. So Shaq with 12 points, 10 have come in the second quarter, and he will make his first appearance at the free throw line, where he's shooting just under 46%. Coming up on the AT&T halftime report, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith will have scores from around the league and a look at today's emotional memorial service for Bobby Phills in Charlotte, North Carolina. Final seconds, first half. Mark Jackson having difficulty getting it up court. Here's Jackson as time runs down. He is fouled by Fox with 0.3 of a second remaining in this first half.
Rick Fox is very upset. There was really no need for Rick Fox to reach in at that point. Jackson knew he made a mistake giving the ball up to Rick Smith. So Rick gives it right back, and here right at the end, Rick reaches in. They're going to give him the free throw attempts. The red light will go off when the quarter is over, so you can tell that it has not expired yet. No red light.
And Mark Jackson, to make matters worse for the Lakers, fouled in three-point territory, so he has 3 free throws. It's the second time this first half we've seen a Pacer go to the line shooting 3. Jackson, a 74% free throw shooter. That's Fox sitting down. Just 0.3 of a second remaining in this first half. The Laker lead is 3. Mark Jackson, who had a 13-assist game the other night here at home against Washington, although he shot just 1 for 7. He's had an outstanding first half, converting all 3. 9.6 assists for Jackson. The Laker lead is 1. So it's the Lakers 58 and the Pacers 57. Reggie Miller leading the way with 16. Jalen Rose has 13. 12 apiece for Shaquille O'Neal and Ron Harper. Let's go to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Reggie said a couple keys was containing Shaq, limiting their second chances. Were you able to do that?
Well, I think we did a consistent job of doing that. He got off to a slow start, but now he has 12 points. So they're making a conscious effort to go into him, but we got to stop Glenn and Kobe. You know, both of those guys kind of got off as well. I think we're doing a good job of kind of shutting down the middle, but they're getting some easy looks as well.
All right, good luck in the second half. Let's go back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. So at the half, it's the Lakers by 1 over the Pacers here in Indianapolis. Now to Ernie Johnson of the AT&T halftime report. Sounds like a message game for Vince Carter tonight. Welcome back to Indianapolis, the home of the Indiana Pacers and the Indianapolis Colts, all going this weekend here in downtown Indianapolis. And at the half, it's a 1-point game. Lakers 58, Pacers 57. Now the Lakers have shot 55% for the half, yet they lead by only 1. The reasons, 3-point shooting of Indiana. They have hit 5 from downtown and 10 for 10 at the free throw line.
When you look at the Lakers, you see the balanced scoring and field goal attempts getting real even distribution from 4 of their 5 starters. First, Harper, a little give-and-go basketball, has 12 points. Kobe with the fadeaway has 10 points. Then we have Rice hitting his little jump shot, who has 10. And then after making all those great passes, Shaq said, a little bit of time for myself to score 12 points here in the first half.
And the Lakers also have blocked 7 shots, 4 by Shaquille O'Neal. There you see the shooting. Lakers at 55%, Pacers 46% from the field, and Indiana with the edge off the board. Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Well, Marv, Phil Jackson was very pleased with the way that his team played in the first half. He liked the way that they were able to build leads. He said the only negative part was they gave up these leads by taking quick shots and turning the ball over. In the second half, they're really going to try to concentrate defensively on eliminating, getting the Pacers to the free throw line and taking away the three-point shot. He feels that's where they were able to stay in the game. Guys?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Also, Indiana on 2 occasions went to the line to shoot 3. One of those instances with 0.3 of a second remaining when Rick Fox fouled Mark Jackson.
Yeah, some careless defense there at the end. You mentioned the three-point area being one that Indiana's picked up points, and then being 10 for 10 for the foul line the other. And Indiana has more than held its own, out-rebounding the Lakers 24-19 in the first half. But that's kind of deceiving because the Lakers are shooting over 55%.
Pacers led 40-34 early in the second quarter, and then Los Angeles went on a 14-2 run. So as this third quarter gets started, the Lakers lead by 1. Indiana in possession, and they open up with Mark Jackson and Reggie Miller in the backcourt. Rick Smith, Dale Davis, Jalen Rose up front. And a reach-in foul is called on Ron Harper.
Indiana coming out and deciding, let's go right at Shaquille, see if we can put a couple quick early fouls on to slow him down a little bit at the offensive end of the floor.
Indiana Pacers 23-11, best record of the Eastern Conference. They lead the Central Division, 4 games in front of Detroit and Milwaukee. Jackson for 3, and they continue to hit the three-point shot. 6 of 10 from downtown for Indiana.
When the ball is kicked out to Mark Jackson, 2 people, Kobe Bryant and Len Rice, started to rotate, then returned to their original people, basically saying, go ahead, Mark Jackson, you got the shot. Let's see if you can make it.
Pacer ball.
And the ball goes back the other way. Len Rice got screened, did not see that pass coming. The public address announcer a moment ago saying that Mark Jackson, with that 3-point field goal, came up with his 500th career 3. And it has given the Pacers a 2-point lead. Here's Bryant. And a foul. Foul committed by Kobe Bryant. That's his second.
When Kobe received the ball up at the corner of the foul line area, the second that he turned and faced the basket, Shaq ducked it from the weak side, had his man pinned on his back. Instead, Kobe elected to go one-on-one.
Davis get in the room. Al Davis has been hitting that medium-range jump shot. Shaquille tempting him to shoot. Here's Smits. So Rick Smits with 8 points, and Indiana has taken a 4-point lead. It's been close throughout. Neither club has led by more than 6. Here's Len Rice on a quick release. Indiana Pacers trying to make it 12 straight wins at home. They've won 14 and lost 2 here at their new home arena. Foul is called. Rick Smith's called for pushing out on A.C. Green.
Well, A.C. Green knows that he can't stand behind Rick Smith. He's too big for him. So instead, he comes around in front, tries to hold his ground, and what the officials are calling that right arm pushing off on Rick Smith.
Second foul committed by Smith. Lakers with Harper and Bryant at the guards. O'Neal, Green, and Rice up front. A.C. Green around Rick Smith, able to recover. And an offensive foul.
A.C. Green with the offensive foul, his first.
So that's the first on A.C. This third quarter opening in the same manner that the game opened up and picked up in the second quarter. Indiana ball up by 4. Jackson for 3. He was looking for number 501.
They are attacking Shaquille different ways, going in the post one-on-one with Dale Davis or involving Shaquille in the pick-and-roll defense.
Here's O'Neal. Nice move, stepping to the right and then hitting that jump hook. So the Lakers are within 2. Smith's allowed to get down very deep. And Hank Armstrong saying, stay right here. The foul is called. It is on Shaquille O'Neal. That's his second. Lakers trying to make it 17 straight wins. The last time that the Los Angeles Lakers won 16 in a row was 1990-91. 16 in a row, the longest win streak of the NBA since Phil Jackson's Chicago Bulls won 18 in a row during the 95-96 season. Smits now has 10 points, and the Pacers are up by 4. Here's Rice trying to put a move on Rose. And an illegal defense called on Indiana. That's their first violation.
Rick Smits had gone across the front of the rim. He was trying to give help defense, but he did not double team aggressively. Once he crossed the front of the rim, he must continue to go all the way. Shaq with a little turnaround there, quickly off the glass for another hoop.
16 points for Shaquille O'Neal, and the Pacers by 2. Well, the foul is called.
Bryant with the foul.
Trying to force Reggie Miller to go out the opposite side. Reggie wants to come back off the screen, coming down, gets arms tangled up there with Kobe. The foul called on Kobe.
That's his third. We are early third quarter, and the Pacers up by 2. Reggie Miller. It's the second time he's hit that fallback fadeaway. Indiana by 4. 18 for Miller. 6 of 8 shooting. Shot clock at 5. Kobe Bryant. Yes. Indiana 66, Los Angeles 64. Kobe has 12 points. You look at the starting 5 of the Indiana Pacers. The average age is 32. Here's Miller again to the fadeaway. And even with a couple of teenagers on the roster, Jonathan Bender and Al Harrington, the Pacers' average age is just under 29. Are we looking at the eventual dismantling of this franchise, in particular with 6 free agents on the roster?
I was waiting for them to get done.
I was waiting.
Yeah, I would leave you like that.
It was very dramatic, too.
I wanted to see if the shot was going to go down. How about the big decision as far as what do you do with Reggie Miller in this case? The guy who's been here, been your franchise player for so long. Now do you come back and sign him to a new contract worth a lot of money and tie up money for X number more years? Big decision with Reggie.
Off the rejection, Hopper is fouled by Jackson. By the time you answered, our producer Jay Hoover and director Lonnie Dale had provided their opinion. In my ear. It takes your time, so you have to think about it.
Anytime you go into a season where most of your top players are free agents, that, you know, basically you're setting up a one last run thing. You know, we've seen Chicago go through it, we've seen a lot of teams go through it, and we think that as players that we're basically setting it up as one last run, and we're going to try to give it our best to bring home a championship and worry about free agency in the summer.
I'd have to agree. Very similar situation, obviously without winning the championships, but Chicago had to face a decision to pay Michael again, pay Scottie Pippen again, bring Rodman back again, and Indiana making decisions with Rick Smith and Reggie Miller, as we mentioned, Mark Jackson, a free agent at the end of the season. So what direction they go, because we also noticed them giving playing time to a lot of these younger players.
6:40 remaining in the third. Indiana by 2. And Indiana back to the offense. Miller on the run. Smits gives it back to Jackson for 3. That's his second from downtown, and Indiana has opened up a 5-point lead. Mark Jackson erupting for 15 points, coming off a 1 for 7 the other night, although he did have 13 assists. Here's Rice in traffic. Len Rice with Jalen Rose in his face, although Reggie Miller in a discussion with Jalen. They continue to talk. Indiana by 3. Just under 6 remaining in the third. Here's Davis.
Davis.
Well, Indiana extends to a 71-66 advantage. Davis has 6 points.
Davis getting the friendly bounce that time off the rim. Basically shot it into the rim.
All right, Shaq on the follow, and the Pacers now lead by 3. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studio. That's an offensive foul on Rose.
Second personal.
Come on, get it back, get it back.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third. Oh, Harper going behind the back in a crowd. A costly move. Miller for 3. Bryant forcing and rejected. Here's Rice for 3. Another possession for the Lakers, and Bryant was stopped by Davis. Shaquille rejected by Smith. Shaq again. All right, thank you, Ernie. Rick Smits just picked up a foul, his 3rd. The Lakers have missed their last 6 shots, but several of those tipping opportunities controlling the boards. 4 minutes to go in the third. E.C. Green hits to bring Los Angeles within 1. Pacers 71 and the Lakers 70.
That was some sequence of offensive rebounding by the Lakers, balls bouncing into their hands, and opportunities right at the front of the rim that they just couldn't finish.
Rose, low percentage pass intended for Davis. And on the turnover, the Lakers with a chance to recapture the lead. Bryant fires one up. And a foul. And Larry Bird is upset.
Well, Larry's upset because he feels that as Kobe is trying to reverse spin, dribble, and get back into the lane, he's using that left arm to push the defender off. And he feels that if the defense is going to have a chance of playing him, the left arm, does it push the defender away? Reggie Miller. Reggie helps a little bit with the act, but Larry may have a good point. Larry trying to show that it's the left arm. We should be going that way.
But it's called on Rick Smits, and it's number 4 on Smits. The game is tied at 71. Sam Perkins comes on for Rick Smits. Kobe Bryant, an 84% free throw shooter. Lakers take the lead. An 8-2 run for LA, and they're up by 1. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller from the Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Jackson's pass broken up and able to recover. Dale Davis giving Indiana a 1-point edge. The Lakers trying to make it 17 straight wins, looking to go 32-5. Royce strip. Good play by Rose. 3-on-2 for the Pacers. Perkins from Rose. And rebounded by Royce.
Excellent job of hustling back by the Lakers. Indiana had numbers, 4 offensive players going down. They couldn't convert.
And Rose in that collision with Bryant. Kobe shaken up. That's 3 on Rose. Laker trainer Gary Vitti out to take a look. Timeout called by Los Angeles. 2:47 remaining in this third quarter. It's the Pacers by 1. All right, thanks, Ernie. Another look at the collision between Kobe Bryant and Jalen Rose.
Well, Jalen Rose goes for the steal, anticipates the dribble, and winds up actually hitting Kobe in his midsection as he comes across.
And back live, Rick Fox able to hit the jump from the left corner. So the Lakers now lead 74-73. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Eric Fisher back on the floor for the Lakers. Reggie Miller and Rick Fox with the rebound. O'Neal with Fox and Ori up front. Hopper and Fisher in the backcourt. Here's Shaq. Hopper uncontested, missing on the follow.
Well, that was the guy who had come back to double team against Shaq in the post with Mark Jackson. That's how Hopper got on the offensive boards.
Davis able to keep it alive. Rose wide open. Whoa, missed time by O'Neal, but fortunate for the Lakers, Ron Harper was on the scene. Lakers by 1. 1:40 left in the third. Ori with a step back jumper. And both clubs having their shooting difficulty. Miller feeling some contact, is trying to draw the foul. Here's Hopper, this time converts, and the foul.
There's another example of the big guards on the glass for the Lakers. It's not unusual to see Ron Harper come up with 7 or 8 rebounds at the end of the game. And again, the jump shot by Fisher misses, challenged by Perkins. No one boxes out Harper. That should be Mark Jackson putting the body on him. Instead, second shot opportunity here for Ron Harper.
And it's been a strong game for Ron. 14 points and 7 rebounds. Lakers looking to extend to a 4-point lead. And they do. As we come up on 1 minute remaining in the third, an 11-2 run for the Lakers. Rose. So he brings the Pacers within 2. This is the first of 2 meetings between the Pacers and Lakers. They'll meet in Los Angeles in early March. Lakers have won 39 of the 51 games. Lifetime. Austin Crozier continues to do the job off the board. That's a 6th rebound. Shot clock at 10, half minute to go in the third. Rose lost it.
Nice job by Robert Roy, cutting off underneath the basket as they tried to fire it across the lane for the open look.
Down to 15 seconds in the quarter. O'Neal facing the single coverage, now the double. Shot clock down to 1, and Fox fires one. That's the end of the third quarter. with the Lakers leading the Pacers 77-75. Shaquille O'Neal and Reggie Miller, the High Point men, with 18 back with the fourth quarter in a moment. Has been working feverishly to prepare these stats.
Plus, you can see fast break points are relatively even. 3-point field goals, well, a decided advantage to Indiana. 7 for 13. The Lakers still looking to hit their first three.
This is the first of a TNT doubleheader coming up following the Lakers and Pacers. Portland at Phoenix. Kevin Harlan, Hubie Brown will be on hand to bring it to you. Portland with 3 straight wins, second in the Pacific, coming into tonight 3.5 games behind the surging Los Angeles Lakers, which tells you a bit about Portland, only 3.5 out, despite the fact that the Lakers have won 16 in a row. Fourth quarter underway. Derek Fisher. Again, it was Crozier who got a piece of it.
Got a hand on it, kept it alive, and Indiana's like fighting for their lives on the glass against the Lakers.
Well, Mullen hit a couple of threes earlier. Chris Mullen back on the floor. He's up front with Perkins and Crozier. O'Neal going right at Perkins. Crowd looking for a travel. And Shaquille, after a slow start, has come on strong. Now it's 20 points, 13 rebounds. Lakers lead 79-75. Mullen putting moves on Fox. Mullen, yes. Very deliberate, but gets the job done.
How does he get the shot off is what you ask yourself. But he finds a way of getting shots off. He's always been able to do that throughout his career. He's always been a scorer, a great shooter's touch.
Mullen has 8 points. Also makes excellent decisions. O'Neal. And last touch. Well, the officials disagreeing with each other, and now the call last touch by Shaquille.
Shaq makes his move, a little drop step, gets the defensive player up in the air, then misses the easy one, but the hustle comes back in and knocks it out of bounds. A good call. And I'm not sure if this is an indicator of how important Phil Jackson feels this game is, but Shaq has played every second of this game up to this point.
And Jalen Rose has tied it at 79. 17 points for Rose, 7 of 11 from the field. Foul is called with Fox held by Mullen.
Chris Mullen will foul his second.
Second committed by Mullen. First team foul on Indiana. Fisher and Bryant at the guards. O'Neal, Ori, and Fox up front. Kobe draws the double. Went down. Pacers look for a travel. Kobe calling for time and may have gotten a break. That was a no call. It's either a foul or a travel.
Well, on the other end of the floor, Phil Jackson saying why wasn't a foul called because there was body contact. So the officials basically made no call. They didn't assess a foul. They didn't call the travel. As he picks it up, see if there's body contact. There, contact, he falls.
It's brought to you by Pepsi-Cola.
Just over 2 minutes gone by on the fourth. The game is tied at 79. Czar, I know you're looking forward to Monday's 4 o'clock telecast on TBS on Martin Luther King Day to take place at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks will play the Detroit Pistons. A telecast that will have a different twist to it. I understand that as a matinee special, there will be youngsters added to the announced team, joining yourself and Kevin Harlan and Cheryl Miller. Perfect for you with your childlike qualities, I would think.
There'll be a kitty czar there that have to be working with us.
That's scary. Robert Ory from downtown. Now remember, when one of the youngsters uses the telestrator, don't start yelling at the kid. This is a fine-tuned public relations project from Turner Sports and the NBA, so try to keep it low-key.
You better not mess up my telestrator.
And the foul is called. Austin Crozier had to be separated. Ori called for his third. You'll just have to go into that telecast on Monday with a different type of personality, more low-key. You cannot create the kind of tension that you normally do on these telecasts.
They get along great with children. Are you kidding me?
Offensive foul. Illegal pick is called.
Offensive foul,
Sam Perkins called for his second, so the Lakers get it back. They are up 82-79. Kobe Bryant accelerates and extends.
He has such a great long first step when he changes direction. That's where he turns the corner and gets past the defensive player. And in particular now with the new rules interpretation, you can't put that forearm in or hand in. He's tough to guard.
Kobe has 16, Lakers by 5. And illegal defense seems to be the indication. Yes, and it's a technical foul. It's the second violation.
Kobe, as he starts to head, that first long step turns the corner right there, and now it's just a matter of his size. He's able to elevate up and get a good look at the front of the rim.
And one of the great free throw shooters of all time, Chris Mullin, at the line. 87% over his 15-year career. Reggie Miller, after the 5 for 7 hot shooting first half, not able to get going thus far. Chris Mullin hears it from the crowd as he sits down. Mullin with 9 points, hit 2 from downtown. Lakers 84 and the Pacers 80. Rose set it up with the crossovers. So the Pacers are within 2. 19 for Jalen Rose. A matchup of the best in the East, the best in the West. Indiana down by 2. And back to the offense. Perkins passed on the 3.
Sam Perkins hoping he would get Shaq to run out at him hard to get that seam to drive it.
And now hits the 3. Indiana by 1. Perkins 2 of 4 from beyond the three-point line. Shaquille O'Neal. Travis Best moves it back.
Shaq just a little bit short on that shot. Perhaps the minutes taking its toll now, not being able to finish in close.
Austin Rosen extending to a 3-point Indiana lead. Ori sets the pick. Shot clock at 7. O'Neal. And a foul. He was hacked. Foul on Perkins.
Almost all of Shaquille's shots have seemed to be short tonight. He's shooting them like straight line shot at the front of the rim, not getting any arc elevation except for the few that he's managed to kiss in off the backboard.
0 for 1 at the line. From the field, Shaquille is 5 for 12. He is a 46% free throw shooter. And he's 2 for 3 tonight.
Both free throws, he got good lift on it, got the arm up, extended out over the front of the rim. He scores.
Indiana lead is 1. 5 minutes gone by in the 4th. Best saw the opening. Oh, able to slip through.
Lakers trying to jump to the screen and take away the pick and roll from the sideline. Gave him the seam, and Best took advantage for the layup.
Pacers lead 89-86 by virtue of a 10-2 run. Again, O'Neal over Perkins. Ori missed the follow and a foul. It is a loose ball foul on Ori. Timeout is called. 6:37 remaining in the 4th. They're going wild here in Indianapolis.
And the Pacers power back are going to throw out.
The Pacers have relied on some hot shooting from the people coming off the bench. Sam Perkins, one of the best three-point shooters on this Pacer team, takes Shaq out away from the basket and hits three. And then Austin Crozier catches with his back, turns and faces up to put the pressure on Horry, elevates with a little fade, and also hits a jump shot from the outside. The bench, which has been so good, so steady, so productive all year, not quite as good for some of the guys, but they've come in and hit some big shots in this fourth quarter.
And Phil Jackson has brought Glenn Rice back in. Travis Best adding to that bench production. The Pacers now lead 91-86. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining in the fourth. And 16-game win streak on the line for the Los Angeles Lakers. They give it back. Kobe called for the travel. Larry Bird staying with Travis Best and Reggie Miller in the backcourt. Up front, Sam Perkins, Austin Crozier, and Jalen Rose. Best try to lose Fisher off the pick. Here's Best reversing. And Horry got to that rebound.
Travis Best could have dropped the ball off right when he got to the rim to Austin Crozier, who would have finished with a dunk. Instead, he elected to try and shoot that one.
Rice lost it. Miller. Crozier freeing himself up. Austin Crozier in his third season out of Providence continues to provide a lift for the Pacers. It's the Pacers by 7. Biggest lead for either club. 5:26 remaining in the fourth. Indiana Pacers with a 93-86 lead on the Los Angeles Lakers. 5:26 to go in the fourth. The Indiana bench has come up big. They have hit 6 of 10 from the field. In this fourth quarter, they've scored the last 5 buckets. And they've scored 14 of the Pacers' 18 points in this fourth quarter.
And Larry Bird deciding he's going with veteran guys tonight. Al Harrington has not gotten off the bench. Okay, his young small forward who has played on a regular basis for the most part this season. And instead, Chris Mullin, the veteran, gets his opportunity this night.
Yeah, more to come here on TNT following the Lakers and the Pacers, Portland and Phoenix. Suns have won 15 of 19 at America West. And the Portland Trailblazers just 3.5 behind these Los Angeles Lakers. Crozier with the rebound.
You can't get a much better look than that. Middle of the foul line, wide open jump shot from about 14, 13 feet. Just can't make it right now.
This off the dribble. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Best with the steal and fouled by Bryant. Well, Travis Best, who had some shaky moments in the first half, has really turned things in the second half.
Well, you like to see players who miss an easy layup at one end, but come back at the other end and make up for it by coming up with a big defensive play, and then Best trying to push it is fouled by Kobe.
That's 4 on Kobe Bryant. Larry Bird staying with this unit that has done a superb job here in the fourth quarter. We have 4:49 remaining in the fourth. The Laker win streak, 16 in a row on the line. They come in at 31-5. Indiana with the best record in the Eastern Conference at 23-11. They've won 11 straight here at home. Crozier foul.
Ron Harper trying to take the foul before he anticipated that his teammate Shaquille might wind up fouling Crozier. So on the drop-off pass, Crozier takes it strong to the basket. Harper decides, I better take this foul now before the big fella gets it.
3 on Harper. Crozier an 81% free throw shooter. has 4 points, but what a job off the boards. 10 rebounds for Crozier, who has been getting the playing time. He's been providing all kinds of energy off the bench, and that's what he's done tonight. Extends the Indiana lead to 8. And the call away from the ball, a hold on Reggie Miller. 13 foul called on Indiana.
Lakers taking advantage of the fact that as a defensive player is trying to move or dislodge an offensive cutter from the route that he's taken, there'll be a foul this year. And the officials are calling it. Bryant on the flash was fouled by Reggie Miller.
Shaquille O'Neal, who has gone the distance, played the entire game. Shot has been off. Able to recapture. A new 24. Rice. Yes. It's a 3 for Glenn Rice. So the Pacer lead is now 5.
Travis Best did a heck of a job boxing out that time. It's just that no one else could get to the ball in time before the Lakers got to it.
Rice has 15 points. Just under 4 remaining in the fourth. And not a foul that Kobe Bryant wanted to commit. He could not put the brakes on. And he's called for his 5th. It also puts the Lakers over the limit. Travis Best, an excellent foul shooter, 85% for the season. Larry Bird staying with Travis Best here in the fourth quarter. Indiana now leads 95-89. Indiana Pacers tomorrow night will play at Orlando. Monday night at Minnesota, then back home next Wednesday for the Milwaukee Bucks. Indiana now leads by 7. Lakers move on to play tomorrow night in Minnesota, then Monday night back home for Seattle. First of 3 at home. Bryant with a series of moves and a nice finish. 96-91 Pacers. Kobe Bryant has 18. Lots of time remaining. Coming up on 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Best unleashing. Well, Travis Best with 8 here in the fourth quarter. Rice for 3 with Rose in his face.
That was a quick catch and shoot. No time for the defense to recover because Rose did a pretty good job of trying to get there, but it was out of his hand by that time.
The Indiana lead is 4. 2:50 remaining in the fourth. Best off the screen. And through the foul, it's on O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, his 3rd.
That's 3 on Shaq. Little one-on-one by Travis Best, and was fortunate that he was fouled.
Well, Best did a good job of running Kobe Bryant into the high screen. At that point, Shaq has to take over and protect the basket. You've got a small guard coming at Shaquille.
So Travis Best back at the line. He is now 3 for 3 from the foul line. Pacers 99, Lakers 94. Talking with Phil Jackson prior to the game and talking about the fact that he is so amazed that the Lakers have gotten off to this start. Said he didn't know if it's such a good thing. Of course, you can't control these batters. He would prefer to see the hot streak toward the end of the season.
Well, he'd like to see this run take place going into the playoffs where you're playing your best basketball and have the momentum going on in. But it came at this time of the year. You're not going to give it back.
Here's Rice on fire. 8 consecutive points for Glenn Rice. He has 20 for the game. And he's kept the Lakers in it. They're down by 4. 2:20 remaining. Best picks it out to Crozier for 3. Yes! We are seeing some sensational clutch shooting.
Travis Best has done a very good job of putting pressure on Kobe Bryant. Kobe's down in the stance trying to guard him, but Best goes by him off the dribble and is creating for his teammates.
Foul is called on Jalen Rose. That's his fourth. And Indiana with a 14 foul. Lakers are over the limit. 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Indiana has been doing it with the shot from downtown. They're 9 of 18 from three-point land.
2 minutes, 2
Here's Bryant on the drive. Miller with the rebound. Indiana by 7. Standing ovation from the crowd. 1:45 to go in the fourth. The Pacers try to stop the Laker win streak at 16. Crozier laid tightly by Horry. Shot clock running out. Perkins for 3.
Well, Sam had to rush that one a little bit too much. Never got a real good feel. Didn't get complete control.
Kobe getting it to Horry, and he is fouled. Kobe Bryant actually committed himself, went to the air, but he's able to find Robert Horry. That puts Indiana over the limit. Perkins called for his 4th, and Horry will shoot 2. He's an 84% free throw shooter. As we mentioned earlier, wearing the protective mask after suffering a broken nose in the game against Milwaukee on Wednesday night. Horry 1 of 4 at the line. Portland Trailblazers, Phoenix Suns following the Lakers and the Pacers in the second of our doubleheader. Pacers now lead 103. 97 with a minute 20 to go in the fourth. Miller checking the clock and fires. Crozier with another rebound. That's 11. And looks to get the crowd going. Now the Pacers in no hurry, using the 24 with 45 seconds to go on the fourth. 3 on the shot clock. And a foul on Bryant. Kobe Bryant extending the leg, so he is fouled out.
Foul is on Kobe Bryant, now number 6.
Kobe Bryant departs with 18 points, 7 of 19 from the field.
You have to give a lot of credit to Travis Best, who has put tremendous pressure on the Lakers defense off the dribble.
2 shots.
Biding time, waiting for the moment to then suddenly find the seam and get in there and either draw some help to find an open teammate or help put a couple fouls on Kobe Bryant.
Travis Best 5 for 5 from the line. 11 points all in the fourth quarter. And Kobe Bryant about to experience a rare occurrence, losing a ball game. Since he's returned, the Lakers were 20-1. Timeout is called. Tonight, it appears to be a different story for Kobe and the Lakers. With 42 and 8/10 seconds to go, they're down by 8.
Let's be louder than you've ever been before.
With 42 and 8/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, the Pacers in good shape. 3 full timeouts and a 20 remaining. Lakers have 1 and a 20. The combination of Travis Best and Austin Crozier have combined for the Pacers' last 20 points. 12 by Best, 8 by Crozier, and what a job by Crozier off the board.
Well, he has played above the rim the entire evening, basically keeping the ball alive when he wasn't able to come up with it. They knew going in this was going to be a big problem rebounding, and then the fact that he's making his open jump shots on a regular basis, a big plus, as Glenn Rice, who has been on fire shooting the ball, hits a 3 for the Lakers.
That's his 3rd 3 here in the fourth quarter. 23 points in all. 10 have come in the fourth. Shaquille O'Neal is finally sitting down. He played 47 minutes. He's out here in the final 40 seconds. 5-point Indiana lead. Shot clock at 5 as Reggie Miller converts, and that will seal it. 8 seconds to go. Phil Jackson takes a timeout. Reggie with 20. The Pacers 107. The Lakers 100. This the 17th consecutive sellout here at the Conseco Fieldhouse, and they have been applauding for the 3-year man out of Providence, Austin Crozier, who last year made it back from the broken bone in his left hand. Very strong in the summer leagues, more confidence in his shot, and continues to provide a lift off the bench for Larry Bird.
One of the reasons why the Pacers felt they could make the trade and deal Antonio Davis is that they had to give playing time to this young man, but he was coming on, deserved the chance to play.
And it's Crozier getting to the loose ball and foul. That was rebound number 12. So Crozier back to the line. Indiana by 7. We're down to 13 and 2/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Laker win streak is about to conclude at 16.
Not a bad run for the Lakers.
Their last defeat, December 8th, more than 5 weeks ago, against the Kings in Sacramento. Beaten by the Kings 103-91. The all-time NBA win streak is held by the Laker franchise. They won 33 in a row back in the 71-72 season. That is incidentally the professional sports record. But the Pacers are on their way to making it 12 straight wins here at home. They're up by 9. Rice, a rare miss for Glenn Rice. And again a foul with 5 seconds remaining.
Penalty with that. Pacers go to the line.
So Indiana back to the free throw line. Reggie Miller over toward the Laker bench in a comical discussion with Phil Jackson.
Reggie using a little bit of that rosin that Michael Jordan used to take and kind of clap and get that dust sprayed all over the place. Reggie had a few kind words for Phil. We saw Ron Harper in a little discussion with the people up in the stands, pointing to the ABA championship banners, but saying, I don't see any NBA ones up there.
So the Pacers by 11. As time has run out on the Laker win streak. Derek Fisher, it will count. The Indiana Pacers have defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 111-102. Indiana getting balanced scoring, getting a terrific job from their bench. 22 for Miller, 19 for Rose, 12 for Best, and 10 for Crozier. Best and Crozier doing all this scoring in the fourth quarter. Glenn Rice leading the Lakers with 23, O'Neal with 22, and Kobe with 18. Let's go to Cheryl on the floor.
Thanks a lot, Marvel. Often all season long, Indiana's strength, biggest strength, has been their bench. Talk about the bench play, especially yours.
We just try and come out there and pick up the tempo a little bit. We got a lot of younger players and a lot of good shooters, so we spread the floor a lot and are able to penetrate and kick the ball. And a guy like Travis here could really get in there.
One of the weaknesses of the Indiana Pacers has been rebounding, but you certainly did a great job on the board.
Again, I just try and get in there and give it everything I got, and try and get some boards, give us some second chance on offense.
Well, Travis, nobody wanted to be number 17. The streak obviously ended here. How big of a win is this for Indiana?
This is a huge win for us. We wanted this win. We prepared for it, and I think we came out and we played really hard. And I think we negated Shaq's defense a little bit, the way we handled the ball, spread the floor, and were able to find open shooters.
Well, congratulations. Savor this win. Keep it going. Let's go back to you, Marv.
Thank you, Cheryl. Indiana now 24-11, best record in the East. The Lakers at 31-6. The 16-game win streak has concluded. Indiana pulling away in the fourth quarter. They outscored the Lakers 36-25, and as Cheryl mentioned, Pacers did a terrific job off the boards. They out-rebounded the Lakers 48-42. Again, the final score, the Pacers 111 and the Lakers 102. For Cheryl, for Mike Fratello, I'm Marv Albert. We say good night from Indianapolis. Coming up, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, back in the studio.